Your favorite devil wasn't always as successful and famous as he is now. Just like all the other actors, he started off with small roles, but then he hit it big. Did you know that he was actually part of a British sitcom? To learn everything about his career, here are all of Tom Ellis's movie roles and acting. Let's dive right into it, shall we? A short bio. His full name is Thomas John Ellis, and he was born on November the 17th, 1978 in Cardiff, Wales. And with all of the formalities out of the way, we think it's time we talked a little more about Tom's personal life. We know that he went to high store school when he was a teenager. During high school, he developed a love for music, so his parents signed him up for music lessons. The instrument of choice? A French horn for starters. Now, we've seen him play the piano and the guitar, as well as dance like hell. Speaking of dancing, Tom knew that he wanted to become an actor from an early age, which some might think it's odd. Why? Because his father, sister, and uncle are all preachers.
The funny thing is, it's not just my dad, it's my sister and my uncle are pastors as well.
But they all supported his career choices. With the acting blood boiling in his veins, the guy attended college at the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. While at college, he was roommates with James McAvoy, the actor who plays young Charles Xavier in X-Men. With his formal education out of the way, he was now ready to jump into the acting game and conquer the world. His acting debut was back in 2000, when he starred in an episode of Kiss Me, Kate. The acting career even helped him in the love game, and it was his roommate, James, who introduced him to Althwhite, and the couple immediately hit it off. They got married in 2006, had 2 children together, but Tom Ellis was growing jealous of his former roommate. He was watching him go to Hollywood and star in super popular movies, while he was stuck in Britain with some minor TV parts. That's why he decided to go to the US in 2013 and try his luck there, but something happened there. He cheated on his wife with another woman, and they divorced. Just 1 year later, Ellis got the role of his lifetime. Speaking of which, Tom Ellis's career. As we already said, his career started with a small role on a British TV show about 20 years ago. Since then, he has focused almost all of his efforts on TV instead of movies. So let's see what happened the next year after his debut. 2001. This was the year that Tom Ellis did 2 movies and 3 TV shows. The movie parts were really poor, as he played something of an extra in both High Heels and Lowlifes and Buffalo Soldiers. As for his TV shows, he was a bit more successful. He had landed one of the main roles in Nice Guy Eddie, where he played Frank Benet for 2 years. He then appeared in Jack and the Beanstalk: The Real Story, as well as the TV film called Smashing That Like Button if you haven't done so already. But no, the actual movie was called The Life and Adventures of Nicholas Nickleby, 2002. We could say that 2002 wasn't as fruitful as the second year of his career. Why? Because he landed only 2 small parts in TV shows like Wild West and Linda Green. In both shows, he appeared for only 1 episode. Oops, see that? We almost forgot. We already said he landed a main role on Nice Guy Eddie. Well, this means that 2002 was a good year after all. 2003. When talking about 2003, we have to mention the small role he had in I'll Be There, where he played a character by the name of Ivor. But on the plus side, TV had some interesting things. You see, he appeared in 1 episode of Holby City and Spine Chillers. But then, he also portrayed the role of Timothy in Pollyanna, a TV film. So far, so good. Moving on to 2004. This was a dry year. The actor managed to get only 2 roles. One was playing a police constable in the British film Vera Drake, and the other role was the TV show Messiah 3: The Promise, where he played Dr. Philip Ryder for 2 episodes. We hope 2005 is better than this. 2005. We think that Tom was saving his strengths back in 2004, because this year was a freaking beast. This is when he managed to land a recurring role in No Angels. We got to see Lee Smeaton for 4 consecutive episodes, and then we've had 1 episode role on the TV series like Doctors, Midsummer Murders, Walking the Dead, Love Soup, and Shakespeare Told. And that's not even everything. Tom has also been a part of the movie The Best Man, but this was a minor role. It seems like Tom was building up momentum here. Let's look at 2006 to find out why. 2006. This was Tom's lucky year. Although there were some small roles here and there, this is the year he managed to land one of his most iconic British shows ever. But before we get to that, we should mention that he appeared in the role of Edward in Colin Gate. This is the year his career choices started paying off. Aside from the two small parts in Pulling and the Catherine Tate Show, he managed to land a leading role in EastEnders.
It doesn't mean a thing if I can't share it with you, so come with me, please.
Tom was a part of the show for 29 consecutive episodes, playing a character called Dr. Oliver Cousins. The next big show that Ellis was a part of was Suburban Shootout, where he had a leading role as P.C. Haynes for 2 years. 2007. This seems like the year that it all came crashing down, but it's not. He still had one of the main roles on Suburban Shootout, and he still managed to land a role on Casualty and Doctor Who. Was 2008 any better? Let's see. 2008. The first thing we should mention is that Tom Ellis got to star in his first movie back in 2008. It was called Misconception, and he played Zach. We should note that this is the last movie Tom would do in an entire decade. From this point forward, he only focused on TV shows. If we're looking at some of the TV shows he did that year, then we have to mention The Passion, where he played Apostle Philip for 4 episodes. Then came Harley Street, and for 5 episodes, Tom got to play Dr. Ross Jarvis. And finally, the smaller role of the year was the one in Trial and Retribution. 2009. Again, this was a great year for Tom. He landed a main role on the popular BBC sitcom Miranda. He was part of the show from 2009 until 2015, and he also did 2 specials in that time frame. Another leading role was the one in Monday, where he played Stephen McCall. Moving on to 2010. This was not a particularly interesting year in Tom's career. He only had 3 shows, and they were called Merlin. Then we had Accused, and the lesser-known one called Dappers. Let's hope the next year is better. 2011. Of course it is. 2 main roles, 2 major shows. The first one is Sugartown, where Tom played Max Burr, and the second one is The Fades, where he appeared as Mark Etches alongside co-star Natalie Dormer, who played Sarah. 2012. This was not the most interesting year of all the others, but Tom did manage to land a few good shows and earn a decent living for the time being. First, he appeared in Silent Witness, where he played Father Jacobs. And then we had Playhouse Presented, as well as Gates and The Secret of Crickley Hall. 2013. This was the year that Tom moved to the States, and he immediately started looking for movie roles. He first played the role of Robin Hood in Once Upon a Time, and then he managed to get a part in Agatha Christie's Poirot. That was pretty much it. This was the time he was dealing with the divorce and all the problems. So let's jump into 2014. Not even an entire year in the States dealing with a divorce, and he still managed to land the role of Dr. William Rush in Rush. And man, how he nailed that American accent. The other role was in Under Milkwood, which was not a show, but a TV film. 2015. This was the calm before the storm. There was only one show called The Strain, and Tom appeared for only 1 episode. But what you might not have known is that he was actually preparing for 2016. This was the year Tom's life had changed forever. After reading the first 4 to 5 pages of the Lucifer script, he fell in love with the character. Although his parents were hesitant about Tom playing the devil, they later came around, and he has been part of the show for 5 seasons. The 6th one is on the way. 2018. Except for Lucifer, not much was going on in 2017 and in 2018. Tom appeared in 1 episode of Family Guy and 2 episodes of Queen America. And finally, 2019. This is the year Ellis played Dr. Todd in Isn't It Romantic? We're not even going to touch 2020 because God knows what a mess that's been. On a related note, we want to know if you ever watched any of the shows Tom Ellis has been a part of. You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.